Hello, I'm Trey Zipperer with By Memorial Day. You just watched me clean a veteran headstone in less than 15 seconds. Achieving our mission of cleaning every veteran headstone in America just got a whole lot easier. Trusted, readily available, effective, and easy, this cleaning solution, Wet and Forget, has been added to the National Cemetery Administration's new protocol for cleaning veteran headstones. On our website, bymemorialday.com, you'll find a link to the new government headstone cleaning protocol now posted to the National Cemetery Administration's va.gov website. Everyone needs to know government-furnished veteran headstones and grave markers remain federal property. If you can't get your hands on an approved cleaning product, or you can't afford to purchase a cleaning product, it is okay to clean veteran headstones with water alone. As a quaternary ammonium compound, Wet and Forget is now named in the government written protocol. Wet and Forget is trusted. Just ask your neighbor about Wet and Forget and they'll rave about what a fantastic job it does on their roof, driveway, and deck. Wet and Forget is readily available at most retail outlets. Walmart.com and Amazon will deliver right to your door. Wet and Forget is effective. The active ingredient in Wet and Forget is known as a quaternary ammonium compound, which destroys biological growth but does no harm to natural stone. Wet and Forget is easy. Spray it on and walk away. The product label specifically lists tombstones as a surface to clean with Wet and Forget. This product is like magic, but it's like slow motion magic. How long it takes for the headstone to look clean depends on several factors, so just wet it and forget it. Come back in about 3 months and you'll be amazed at the transformation that required no scrubbing. At the microscopic level, the quaternary ammonium compound is killing all the plant life, the algae, the biological growth on the surface of the stone. Over time, wind and rain will naturally remove the dead material, leaving behind only the beautiful natural stone. Wet and Forget needs to be on the headstone, so avoid overspray to protect nearby plants. Do not spray Wet and Forget directly on plants and foliage. If plants happen to be close to the headstone, cover them or rinse them with water before and after applying Wet and Forget to the headstone. Wet and Forget needs 4 to 5 hours of dry time, so be sure to check the forecast before applying and make sure there's no threat of rain or sprinkles in the next 4 to 5 hours. The stone will get a good rinsing in the next rain event. Be sure to read the Wet and Forget product label and always be mindful of safety and personal protective gear. Always obtain permission from the cemetery owner or caretaker before cleaning veteran headstones. Sometimes you'll find a sign at the cemetery with contact information, other times not. Contact local funeral homes, local historical museum, or your genealogy room at your local library. Eventually, you'll find out who to contact for permission to clean veteran headstones. And be sure to share with the cemetery caretaker that you'll be following the protocol written by the National Cemetery Administration and let them know about bymemorialday.com. Make sure the surface you are going to spray is dry and free of debris. I always carry scissors and pruning shears to trim back grass and weeds away from the stone. I also carry a bench brush in my headstone cleaning kit to remove sand and debris from the grave marker. If you don't already have a bottle of Wet and Forget, purchase it at a local retailer or order it online from Walmart or Amazon. Look for the concentrate that makes 6 gallons. Be sure to properly dilute the Wet and Forget concentrate by measuring 2.5 cups of Wet and Forget, pouring it into your empty 1-gallon pump-up sprayer, and then filling the spray bottle with clean water to the 1-gallon full line. Make sure you've pumped up your sprayer and tested the spray nozzle to make sure it's adjusted to spray a wide fan and not a straight stream. Get your stopwatch ready because you're going to see just how fast and easy it is to clean a veteran headstone with Wet and Forget. It should take about 15 seconds. Ready? Go! You want to apply a liberal amount of this Wet and Forget to the surface of the stone so that it runs off the face like this or puddles on any flat surfaces. Done. Now just come back in a few weeks and this hero's grave marker should appear as though it belongs in Arlington. This is so easy you can quickly clean every veteran headstone in an entire cemetery. For faster results with wet and forget, I recommend removing the bulk of the biological growth with water, a bathtub scrub brush, and a toothbrush before applying the wet and forget cleaning solution. Wet the stone with clean water. Keep it wet for about 10 minutes. This will soften up the growth on the stone and make it easier to remove with your soft bristle brushes. Okay, I've kept the stone wet with only water for about 10 minutes. Now I'm going to begin scrubbing the surface of the stone in a circular motion, rinsing the stone and the brush as I go. It's such a meaningful opportunity to get out here and clean the grime off of these American heroes headstones. You can see how easy it is after I've let that water work on this stone, just softening up that biological growth. If you're in charge of a cemetery, please listen up. These veteran headstones remain federal property. These stones are identical to those in our national cemeteries, and we don't allow our headstones in national cemeteries to look like this. 100% of Americans agree these monuments marking sacred ground should be clean. Most of these American heroes have no family nearby to clean their headstones. So only allowing family members to clean veteran headstones is pretty much ridiculous. If you have in place a policy of only allowing family members to clean veteran headstones in your cemetery, then become familiar with the new federal cleaning protocol and change your policy. I think you'll agree this veteran headstone now looks more respectable for Memorial Day. Why should we, as free people in America, get up off of our couches during a pandemic? This man got up off of his couch during a pandemic, but instead of socially distancing in a wide open cemetery to show some respect by Memorial Day, during the Spanish flu of 1918, Oscar Costello from Texas went over there. Remember that patriotic song? Over there. Watch the movie War Horse. This man was there, on the front line, World War I, protected only by his rifle and gas mask. That whistle blew and he climbed up out of that trench to charge across no man's land with the 359th Infantry Regiment. Even though the stone looks clean, it's still covered with living biological organisms, so I'll apply a 15-second coat of wet and forget to finish the cleaning process. And that's how to use wet and forget to clean every veteran headstone in your local area by Memorial Day. To learn more, go to bymemorialday.com or visit us on Facebook at By Memorial Day.